Space is quiet until it decides to kill you. I learned that lesson the moment my shuttle was torn in half by a debris storm near the Cartan Nebula. 1 second I was logging data for the Terran Explorer fleet, and the next I was spinning into the void, with alarms blaring and half my controls unresponsive. I should have died. Instead, a sleek silver vessel decloaked in front of me, a design that matched nothing from any known catalog. Gravity caught my drifting body as if invisible hands had scooped me out of the dark. Consciousness faded to black. When I woke, I wasn't in a Terran medbay. The ceiling was hexagonal. The air smelled faintly of crushed berries and cold metal. Strange blue symbols pulsed along the walls in rhythmic waves. I tried to sit up, only to see them. 2 figures stood at the foot of my bed. Both tall. Both lithe. Both an iridescent shade of violet fading into silver at their fingertips. Their hair was white like starlight, falling in long, straight sheets. Their eyes glowed faintly, shifting between lavender and blue, depending on the angle of the light. Twin alien women. They looked like mirror reflections except for the markings on their cheeks, soft vertical streaks resembling bioluminescent tattoos. One sister had 3 lines on each cheek, the other had 2. The 3 marked one stepped forward first. "You are awake," she said. Her voice was melodic, almost harmonic. "Good. We feared you would not survive." The 2 marked sister tilted her head. "He looks fragile. Soft. Like a hatchling." "Humans tend to be both," I croaked. "But thank you for saving my life." They exchanged glances. "We did not save you," said the 3-marked sister. "You appeared in our path. That is all." "Zira," the second sister corrected gently. "We did save him. You chose to bring him aboard." So now I had names. Zira, the stern one. Kaylee's, the gentler one. "You are on the Starship Valoran, belonging to the House of Serapis," Kaylee said. "House of what?" I had no idea who they were, but from the advanced tech humming beneath me, they were far beyond humans in engineering. But something else was wrong. The ship was vibrating. Not lightly, deeply. Almost like breathing. "What's causing that?" I asked. Their expressions shifted in perfect unison. "It is nothing you must worry about," Zira said quickly. Kaylee's hesitated. "It is our cycle. The reason we cannot return you to human space immediately." "Cycle. Not great." "What kind of cycle?" Zira's eyes hardened. "One we do not discuss with outsiders." Kaylee stepped forward and placed a hand on Zira's arm. "He deserves to know," she whispered. Then she turned to me. "Our species enters a biological condition every 40 lunar rotations. A period of heightened instinct, sensitivity, and attunement. A time when we must not be around strangers." She swallowed. "We were already en route to isolation when your accident occurred." Zira's voice was steel. "You cannot leave the ship until our cycle ends." "How long does it last?" I asked. 3 days. 3 days stuck on a ship with 2 alien sisters undergoing some kind of ritualistic biological phase? Not ideal. But hey, I was alive. "I'll stay out of your way," I promised. "Just point me to a corner, and I'll keep quiet." They both stared at me. Kaylee's looked sympathetic. Zira looked wary. "You will do more than that," Zira said. "You will follow every instruction we give. Without exception." I nodded. Understood. But I didn't understand anything. Not yet. Middle, the cycle begins. The Valoran was unlike any ship I had ever seen. Corridors curved like flowing rivers, merging seamlessly into platforms that rearranged themselves as you walked. Furniture appeared from the floor like blooming petals. Doorways opened based on intent, not motion sensors. But what unnerved me most was the constant pulse. A biological hum. A heartbeat. as if the ship itself was alive. Kaylee's explained it was partly organic, grown, not built. That alone would have been enough to keep me up at night. But as the hours passed, the cycle clearly began affecting the sisters. Zira grew sharp and restless. Quick to snap. Quick to glare. Quick to reposition me whenever I walked too close to her. Kaylee's became the opposite, more talkative, more emotional, more curious. She asked about human customs, foods, holidays, my family, my work. Yet both of them avoided touching me, even accidentally. On the second day, the tension peaked. I had been assigned a small cabin. The air shimmered faintly as Kaylee's entered without warning, posture tense, eyes swirling a deeper shade of violet. "You must move to a safer area," she said urgently. "Safer from what?" She didn't answer immediately. "Our cycle intensifies today," she finally explained. "Instincts heighten. Territorial impulses sharpen. We do not wish to harm you." "Why would you harm me?" Her voice trembled. "Not by choice." That was the moment I realized this wasn't a ritual. It wasn't cultural. It was biological, like an animal entering a critical state of vulnerability and instinct-driven behavior. "I'll relocate," I said. "Where do I go?" "To the lower deck," she said. "It is segmented. Contained. Like a quarantine zone." She guided me to a sealed chamber reinforced with shimmering force fields. "Stay here," she said. "No matter what you hear." Not exactly comforting. The door sealed. For several hours, nothing happened. Then the ship shuddered violently. I heard voices, Zira's and Kaylee's, echoing through the ventilation. At first words were discernible. "Too close," his presence. "Control yourself." Then the voices became primal, guttural, strained. My instinct screamed at me, "You're in danger." The temperature spiked. The air vibrated. The lights dimmed, flickered, then pulsed to a slow, throbbing rhythm. And then the ship screamed. Not metal. Not machinery. Something alive. Something in pain. Screws staying inside. I wasn't built to sit and listen while two alien sisters tore each other, or the ship, apart because of me. I slammed my hand onto the emergency panel. Nothing. The cycle energy disrupted the locks. But I had been a systems engineer for years. Ventilation grates? Those weren't locked. It took 10 minutes of prying with a loose panel strip, but eventually the grate popped off. I pulled myself inside and crawled through the tight passageways. The deeper I went, the more the ship vibrated, almost like an animal shivering. When I reached the central chamber, the heat was overwhelming. And there the sisters stood. Zira's markings flared bright neon. Kaylee's eyes pulsed erratically. They circled each other like predators. Their focus was gone. Their awareness clouded. Instinct overwhelming identity. They weren't fighting each other. They were struggling against themselves. The cycle was tearing them apart. "Zira! Kaylee's!" I shouted. They froze. Both turned toward me. Their glowing eyes narrowed. "Human," Zira growled. "You should not be here," Kaylee's breathed. The instinctual pressure radiating from them was suffocating. They stepped toward me, not out of desire, not out of aggression, out of instinct, their biology reacting to the only non-cycle presence in the room. I held out my hands. "Listen to me. I'm leaving your ship as soon as this is over. I don't want anything from you. I'm not a threat." Their eyes flickered. Something human inside them flickered too. I took a step closer. "You saved my life. You didn't have to. Let me return the favor. You're not beasts. You're not controlled by instinct. You're Zira and Kaylee's of the House of Serapis." The flicker grew. "Remember who you are," I said softly. Kaylee's inhaled sharply, reality piercing through the fog. "He grounds us." Zira clenched her jaw. His presence stabilizes the cycle. Wait, I stabilize it?
How?
Our biology reacts to compatible resonance, Kaylee's explained through trembling breath. Your species carries a frequency that counterbalances ours. You resonate with us, Zira said reluctantly. So what do I do? Kaylee's reached out a shaking hand. Stay close. Your presence will anchor us until the cycle ends. I stepped between them. The air changed instantly, like a violent storm calming around an eye. The sisters exhaled, relief washing over their features. The pulsating energy around us softened. Minutes passed, then hours. Slowly, their markings dimmed. Their breathing steadied. Their eyes returned to their natural soft glow. The cycle ended. Because of me. When the last tremor faded, the sisters collapsed, not unconscious, but exhausted, leaning against opposite sides of the chamber. Zira spoke first. You should have stayed in the containment room. And left you both suffering? She stared at me, her expression unreadable. Kaylee smiled faintly. We owe you our lives. Call it even, I said. You saved mine first. Ending the offer the next morning. The Valoran glided smoothly through space, its organic hull healed, its systems stable. The sisters met me in the observation room, overlooking the nebula. Zira's posture was stiff, as always, but not unfriendly. Kaylee's carried a small crystalline device. We have repaired your shuttle beacon, Kaylee said. A Terran recovery crew will locate you within hours. My chest tightened more than expected. Well, thank you. For everything. Zira stepped forward. There is still one matter unresolved. The tone made my stomach drop. What matter? She clasped her hands behind her back. Our people honor those who stand with us during the cycle. It is a bond rarely shared with outsiders. Kaylee's nodded. It marks you as an ally. A compatible being. Compatible how? I asked carefully. Not romantically, Kaylee said quickly. Not physically. That is not our way. It means your presence balances ours. A stabilizing companion. Zira added, we wish to offer you a place among our house. As a recognized bondkeeper. A what? Kaylee smiled warmly. It is a position of honor. It means you are always welcome with us. That you may travel with our house. Learn our ways. Join our expeditions. My breath caught. If you wish to return to your people, Zira said, we understand. But if you choose to travel with us, Kaylee's whispered, we would be grateful. I looked at them. Two alien sisters who had saved me, trusted me, nearly lost themselves in front of me, yet stood now offering not obligation, but belonging. I'll return to the fleet, I said slowly. Their expressions dimmed slightly until I continued. But after that, I want to come back. Kaylee's eyes brightened. Truly? Yeah, I laughed. I'm an explorer. And you too? You're the greatest mystery I've ever encountered. Zira's lips curved into the faintest smile. Then we will await your return. The beacon pinged, Terran rescue inbound. As I prepared to leave, Kaylee's pressed the crystal device into my hand. A locator, she said softly. Activate it when you wish to find us. I'll be back, I promised. Zira inclined her head. Until then, bondkeeper. The shuttle doors closed. The Valoran ascended, thinning into a streak of shimmering silver before vanishing completely. But the bond? That remained. And for the first time since the accident, I found myself smiling. I wasn't stranded anymore. I had a place not on Earth, not in the fleet, but among the stars, with two alien sisters whose lives now intertwined with mine. And one day, I would return to them.